You watched it happen slowly. The hand that goes up to cover the chin in photos, the hood pulled down a little further forward. The teenager who used to bounce into a room, now checking the mirror before they leave it. Their skin is broken out. But here's the good news, and I mean this. Almost all of this is treatable. There's a lot you can do starting today. But there are a few signs that mean you shouldn't wait. And knowing them is the difference between a phase that they simply grow out of or a scar that they may carry for the long term. If you're new here, I'm Dr Finbar. I'm a GP with special interest in dermatology, and I've spent over 25 years looking at skin. I also had acne myself, bad enough that people stared, bad enough that I still remember exactly what it feels like to want to disappear. So when I talk about what this does to a young person, I'm not guessing. Let me show you what's actually going on, when to worry, and what genuinely works. First, what is acne really? Here's the simple version. At puberty, hormones tell the skin's oil glands, the sebaceous glands, to grow and pump out more oil. At the same time, the cells lining each pore stop shedding cleanly and start to clump up together. And here's the reassuring part that most people never get told. It's almost never that your teenager's hormones are abnormal. They're usually perfectly normal. It's that little tiny oil gland which becomes extremely sensitive to the ordinary hormone changes of the teenage years. Normal hormones, an overactive little gland. That's the real story. Now think of this pore as a tiny drain pipe. There's too much oil plus sticky cells that won't wash away. And that pipe blocks up. That blockage is a spot in the making. A blackhead is just a blocked pore that's open at the top, and the black is oxidized oil. It's not dirt. So no amount of scrubbing cleans that out. A whitehead is the same blockage, but there's a wee bit of skin covering that over so it appears white. Add the normal bacteria that live in there that are trapped in the oil, and the body sends in inflammation and you get red sore spots. Now notice what's not on that list. It isn't caused by being unwashed, and it isn't your teenager's fault. It's hormones and biology and doing exactly what they do at that age. Now when to worry? Here's the ladder I'll use. 1. A few blackheads or whiteheads in the odd spot. That's ordinary teenage skin. Good home care and a bit of patience is usually all that it needs. We'll get to that now in a minute. 2, if it's spreading more, if it's red and inflamed and it isn't budging after a few months of looking after it properly, that's the point to book in to see someone for treatment. You don't have to wait until it's severe. 3, get it seen sooner rather than later if you see any of these. Deep, painful lumps under the skin, cysts and nodules, spots on the chest and back as well as on the face, or if it's already starting to scar. Will your teenager's acne scar? Well, the honest answer is that the deep, inflamed, cystic kind can, and a scar is far harder to fix than the acne that caused it in the first place. Treating that kind early is how you stop leaving the marks that last. And one more important thing is that if their skin is stealing their confidence, if they're hanging back, going quiet or dodging school or friends, that on its own is reason enough to seek help. We treat the skin and the overall health and spirit together. One quick note for parents of teenage girls. If the acne comes alongside very irregular periods or unusual hair growth, mention it to your doctor. Occasionally, very occasionally now, this can point to something hormonal worth checking out. So what treatment actually works? Let's go through your bathroom shelf to the GP prescription. Start gently. The instinct is to scrub the spots away. Don't do that. Overwashing strips the skin's barrier. The skin barrier is disrupted and dry, and then the little oil glands sense the dry, broken skin barrier. They sort of panic and actually make more oil. So using harsh cleansers, scrubs and peels could actually make the acne worse. A gentle non-foaming cleanser once or twice a day if you do wear makeup is more than enough. And the hardest rule to enforce with a teenager, don't pick and don't squeeze. That's where the scars can come from. From the shelf, one thing that genuinely earns its place here is benzyl peroxide. It kills bacteria and helps unclog the pores. And you can usually buy it without a prescription. Start low and slow because it can be very drying on the skin. Give it 6 to 12 weeks before you judge it. The skin is slow and most people quit far too early. Now, I'm not paid by any companies to name their products, but I do often get asked for recommendations, so I put a link to my Amazon page in the description. This contains recommendations for cleansers and moisturizers and benzoyl peroxide and other acne treatments. If the shelf isn't enough, that's when your GP is there to help with more. There's adapalene or tretinoin. These are retinoids, which in most countries does require a prescription. It reduces the oil production of the little glands and it tidies up how the pore lining cells shed so the pipe stops blocking up so much. Next, there's azelaic acid, another cream that unclogs and calms the redness. There are antibiotics in forms of cream or a short course of tablets to bring inflammation down. And there's a newer cream called clascoterone which blocks the hormone signal in the skin itself. And then for girls there's a tablet called spironolactone or the combined pill. You don't need to memorize any of that. The point is simply this: your doctor has a good set of options and most teenagers are sorted well before we get to the end of those options. At the very top, the last ladder, part of the ladder, is the deep scarring kind of acne that nothing else touches. We use a powerful treatment called isotretinoin. It's specialist supervised, and for the right teenager, it's genuinely life-changing. The point I want you to leave with is this: there's an effective answer at every rung of that ladder. No young person has to simply wait acne out and hope. And yes, sleep, stress, and what they eat all do play a supporting role, and I'll go properly deep on that another day. But don't let anyone tell you just eat better is the treatment. It isn't just that. So here's where we land with all this. Teenage acne is extremely common. It's not a teenager's fault, and it is almost always beatable. Scarring and the dent to their confidence is also the part that you can prevent. Act at the right moment instead of waiting it out. And if you want to learn more about this, the full step-by-step plan for clearing your teenager's skin at home, the bit a short video can't give you fully, that's exactly what I've built my Clearer Skin Acne course around. It opens up next month and you can join the wait list now for that. There's a link in the bio and you'll be the first through the door, because when it's your child's skin, you don't want to guess this, you want a clear plan, and that's what that course is there to give you. Thanks. See you in the next video.